I'm sure that some of you may have been expecting the February 2025 episode of Last Month in UK Fun Fairs by now, but that's on hold because I just need to get a few things sorted together. The only thing I do really need is a video of the tornado freakout of Perrin Stevens, which has changed hands to John Jennings. So if you do have a video of that, please let me know in the comments and I will happily feature it in the episode if you would like to do that. But I wanted to take a bit of time and talk about something that I have been thinking for, well, there's something I've been thinking about for a few months now. There's something I've been thinking for a couple of years, and there's been something that I have been thinking for a few years now, and it's to do with the content that I put out on this YouTube channel, and I have been contemplating on the future in terms of, you know, do I still get any enjoyment out of this, and would I be able to still continue doing this? The reason for that being is because I haven't really been 100% satisfied with the content that I've been putting out onto the channel, and honestly I don't enjoy getting the content in the way that I do anymore like I used to. But don't get me wrong, I do still really enjoy going to the fairs. I still love visiting fun fairs, and I always love catching up with the showmen and the social side with fellow enthusiasts as well as fairground showmen there. That I honestly enjoy more than getting content there, and I don't know if that's an age thing because come next year I'll be 30 years old and not really in as good of a position that I would have liked to have been by now. And I do occasionally get a few comments about how it's the same fairs every year, or it's pretty much the same videos every year, and at times over the past couple of years I have been feeling like, is the content getting a little bit repetitive? And should I... Sorry about that. I'm trying to keep this as quick as I can so it's not so long of a watch, but I don't want to keep it too brief so that you will get the better idea. And I'm doing this completely unscripted and completely unedited as well. But the thing is, I do get that feeling deep down inside, is that, you know, after 12 years come October of doing this, it does make me wonder, is the content a bit of the same thing every now and then, and should I be doing something different? That I have been thinking about a lot recently, but the thing I've been thinking about over the past couple of months is in terms of, well, this is in terms of why I don't enjoy it anymore. This is probably a key reason, is because of previous interactions that I have had with members of the public, and something that seems to be becoming a bit more of an issue regarding, you know, safeguarding and a lot of things that have happened with, you know, statements that have been put out, as well as the way the world is now. Because let's face it, the world is not what it used to be anymore, and I know that from experience. And I have, because in 2024 I did have a few, what used to be of a rarity, happened quite a few times. It has involved, you know, security making a complaint to the police at a very major fair, which I'm not, for the record, I'm not going to mention where these events happened because I don't want to have any effect on attendance, and I don't want to have any effect on the showman's businesses there. But there was one incident, like I said, where it involved a member of security making a complaint to the police, but it was at one event where the security was watertight. There was another event where I was told by security to respect the privacy of everybody, even though it was in a public place. I understand something about, you know, not having the right, that there's not really anything like privacy in a public place. But then again, still. And there was another thing that really, really put me in a bad place. And it was in an area in the UK that has recently been deemed one of the worst places to live in the UK, and has started to become a high-risk profile, where there I was verbally abused by 12-year-olds. And that really put me in a bad place. And given that what's been happening and with where things seem to be going, it has very, very slowly reduced my confidence in terms of, getting content in the way that I have been and making the content that I have been for this YouTube channel over the past 12 years. It's gone to the point where I just do not have the confidence anymore, and at times I don't feel like I can continue doing this, because if you're not enjoying something as much as you used to, and if something isn't making you happy, then it's either time to stop doing it or to make some changes. And that's the last thing I want to do, is stop doing anything for this channel. But I do feel like, given that I'm not happy with myself and the way that I have been doing this, because after 12 years I have noticed a few things along the way, and this isn't something that I'm 100% considering. It's just an idea that I've had, but I am considering 2025 to be the last year where in terms of the content that I do for this channel. It's mainly involving the walk around videos as well as individual ride videos. So those things are pretty much not going to be as common as they are the dominant form of content on this channel. But last month in UK Fun Fairs, however, next year, if I do go through with this, will not be going anywhere, because that's, in comparison to my regular upload, does actually pretty well. When you compare the viewing figures to my other videos, and you compare the viewing figures to last month in UK Fun Fairs, that is actually pretty well for a channel with 7,000 subscribers. So yeah, I'm happy with the audience that has and the engagement that that series gets. But in terms of what I could be doing, let's say 2026 onwards, one thing I am considering is replacing walk-arounds and individual videos of rides with weekly vlogs. So it's not going to be as if there's content daily. I'm going to consider switching over to vlogs, which I know will be a longer watch, but the execution and overall viewing experience will be very different. And I'd like to think that I do things differently from other people who do vlog at fairs. Like, I tend to talk more of a technical aspect in terms of how the rides function and the engineering and the electronics behind it. So that's a bit of a spin I do like to put on. And I have been doing that on the Theme Park Euphoria channel, and I do get quite a kick out of it. In fact, I feel more confident vlogging than I do with the individual writer, because when it comes to just taking a camera to like a fair and getting photos and videos of rides there, even though people are not the primary focus, it's more the fairground rides that tend to be the big focus, and no focus on groups of people, let alone anyone in particular. The intention to members of the public isn't always painfully clear. So it could mean, if I rock up to a camera at a fair, it could mean absolutely anything to members of the public. It could be, maybe it could be a fairground enthusiast, maybe it's a hobbyist, maybe it's a photography student. But there are some people who approach it and think of it as something with harmful intentions, and that I don't want to go into further detail about, because I think if you're watching this, and you might know the issue and where I could be going with that, so I'd rather just, I've said that, and I'd rather it just be a thing that, sorry, I'm just slowing my words up, but now that I think said that, I think it just gives the idea as to what I mean when I say that. So that's the reason why I don't have the confidence in me to do the videos that I have been doing on this channel come the year afterwards. When it comes to vlogging, because I'm being vocal, like I'm saying out loud what I'm like, for example, like here we have Blaze, we have Contemplating Group Extreme. I saw this when it made its first outing here at Exeter Arena. So because I'm being verbal, the intention should be painfully clear, and that's the reason why I'm starting to get more confidence with vlogging than I am with doing regular videos that I have been on this channel. Just noticed that my sleeves aren't even. But that's one reason. But if I do go through with this idea, it's not just going to be vlogs. I do want to do other stuff as well. I do want to do more pull-on videos. I do want to do more build-up and pull-down videos, but I don't really get the opportunity to do that often. But I am going to keep an eye out for any opportunities of that do come, because that's the kind of content that I would love to do more of in the future, because some of my most viewed videos on this channel have been pull-on and build-up videos. So that's that would probably be a good direction for me to go into. But as well as that, I want to do a few other things as well, because I might end up getting a hold of some fairground splats, and I might make some videos of restoring them and putting them in working condition, as well as showing the process, how I ended up doing it. So that's one thing I am considering. And maybe some silly stuff, maybe collaborating with showmen, and because there are some showmen that I am quite close with, and I know that would love the idea of it. But there's some silly little ideas that I do have that they probably love to get involved in. But we'll have to just wait and see where this goes. But other than that, there is one other thing I have been considering, because this channel has actually been doing better than my sister channel, Theme Park Euphoria. And even though I have started vlogging on there, but and I've reached 1,000 subscribers, but the viewership and engagement over there isn't as good as it is on here. So what I have been thinking about doing is taking Theme Park Euphoria and Fair Ride Euphoria and merging the two together on this channel. And in terms of the identity of that, I do have a few ideas in mind, but I just want to see how this year goes. But the thing is, I'll see how this year goes. Maybe this could be a very likely thing, given that how I've been feeling, and also the other reason why I want to do this as well, because vlogging is, because of the fact that the process behind vlogging would be a lot quicker and a lot more easier than getting a walk around video or individual ride videos, because it's pretty much, like waiting for certain times for a ride to start up. And yeah, I think you kind of, sorry, I'm doing this a bit through. I had a bit of a brain fog there in terms of how I could expand on that. So yeah, not only the filming even though because the editing process will not be that lengthy, it will be an easy edit. But what I can do with vlogs is I can finish editing them. Sorry. I can go to bed, I can export the video, go to bed, I wake up the next morning, and that's it. The video has exported and it's ready to upload onto the channel. So that's one other reason why I'm considering shifting to this. But in terms of individual ride videos, they may appear occasionally if in this format, but only on certain conditions. For example, if it's a ride that I've never seen before, which includes if it's a brand new ride, if it's a ride that was recently imported, or if it's a ride that I've not seen in years. But also, I will also only do these videos if it's, like, for example, a special occasion for a ride. For example, if a ride recently changed hands and is in new ownership, or it's been a ride that I've not seen in a while since it changed hands, then yeah, that would be another reason why I would get an individual ride video of that machine. But also, as well as that, if a ride has not been to a particular ground before that I have been to, so covering that under the umbrella of individual ride videos as well. This has been a lot. I've been filming this for a lot longer than I anticipated. But basically, to summarise what I've been saying, I don't have as much confidence in me to get the videos in the way that I have been doing, like, for example, walk around and individual rider videos. I am considering shifting over to vlogging for next year, depending on how I feel at the end of this year. And one other thing I forgot to mention is that the camera which I've been using, which is a Nikon mirrorless, isn't going to be seeing as much action as it has done previous years, because for some of the grounds I am going to start using my phone to film off-ride videos and walk-around videos, purely because I think it's given the phones, because members of the public do use phones, and it kind of doesn't arouse to certain conclusions, whereas like a camera normally would. But also because the mirrorless camera is a bit bulky, and I do have some pockets where I do zip up, but it's a bit bulky, and I'm not 100% sure about leaving it somewhere in case it gets. So I did consider leaving it with them. Leaving it with them would probably be on the table, but I guess the camera would mean one less thing to worry about if I do use my phone to film videos at fairs and events. And we just reached the 16-minute mark, so this has been a lot longer of a watch than I anticipated. But this isn't, what I've just basically said in this video isn't something that I'm 100% considering. It's something that I'm likely to go in the it's a direction that I'm likely to go in, given how I don't really have got. That's the reason why I didn't get to anywhere in February, actually, because February, there were a few grounds I did have my eyes on, but because it was cold and not many people wanted to go out, I did see photos of the grounds. It didn't seem to have that big of a turnout, which I was really, really sad for. So that reduced my confidence in going to those grounds. And whereas if I do vlog at those grounds, then the process will be a lot easier and would give me more of a confidence boost. But this has been, 17 minutes. So this, I'm going to leave all of this right there. Taking what I have said on board, or taking everything into account, I'm curious to know what you guys think if I were to go in this direction with this channel, because if I do, I think I was seeing myself being a lot happier and would honestly have time for more ventures and paths in life that I would like to go down, and that would help me a lot in that field. So I'm going to wrap this up right there. Thank you all so much to the more than 7,000 of you for sticking around, and a big thank you to everyone on those who have been on the journey with me for nearly 12 years, whether it be across YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, which I know is called X now, but I am not calling it that, and TikTok as well. So thank you all so much for the support that you have given me over the last 12 years. And if I do go in this direction, hopefully it will mean brighter and maybe better things for this channel. So sorry that it's been such a long watch, but again, thank you to all of you, and ta-ra, and see you. I'll hopefully see you around. Thank you so much for watching.